I am. I think we're live. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, and we are back again with another live stream on this beautiful June 15th. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I certainly am having a great day myself. And today we're having an updated 2024 Senate map prediction. You know, I like doing these every month or so to see how the map changes, and I think there will be a couple changes this map. So yeah, hope everyone's having a phenomenal day. So yeah, for candidacies, for major candidates, the only major change from last prediction is probably Ohio. Because we can all but assume that Bernie Moreno's probably going to be the nominee as of now. Wisconsin to be determined. It looks like David Clark's going to enter. Couple other states that to be determined. To be determined. So yeah, before we continue with today's live stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, guys. Go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account everyone should follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And just like past predictions, we are using probability. So safe, for example, is over a 90% likelihood of that scenario occurring. Likely, 75 to 90%. And examples like Tennessee, there's a 99.9% chance that Republicans will win the Tennessee Senate race. That's safe. Likely, 75-90. Lean 60-75%, tilt is 50 to 60%. And of course, if you do got questions, make sure to ask them in the chat. But if you want to, you can send a super chat. The best way to get your answers for sure answered. Also helps support the content that I think everybody here enjoys, hopefully. So yeah, of course, got any super chats, send them. But if you always got a question, just always send it in chat. When is Flash review? I'm gonna go watch it Sunday. That's my plan. I'm hearing stuff like it's breaking records across seas for like ticket sales, but it's projecting lower than Black Adam. It doesn't make any sense to me that, yeah, it just seems like the Flash is all over the place. We just got to see what happens, but I think I'm going to enjoy it. Who knows? Maybe I won't. And again, no spoilers in chat. If you've seen Flash, do not spoil it to anybody, because I think there's quite a few people here that are actually intrigued by seeing Michael Keaton return as Batman and all that good stuff. So, yeah. I heard the Flash CGI is awful. I'm just gonna wait and see. Because if it's just when Alan's in the frickin' Speed Force, that's a bit different. Because to him, like, the world's perspective is different. When you're running super fast, yeah, I think the perspective's gonna look weird, but we just gotta see. Apparently, the director said that was intentional. I don't freaking know. I just gotta wait and see until I actually see it with my own eyes. Alright, let's get into this prediction. I think we can start with the For Sure. There's a new Flash movie. Yeah, it's out now. Well, technically it's out tomorrow, but there's screenings today. Morbius makes a cameo. Alright, time for the For Sure. No matter what you do, we're not discussing these states. Do I gotta say much about some of these states? Minnesota, that's just... Let's be 100% real here. Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, and I would say the state of Maine. It doesn't matter if it's Angus King or not, Democrats are winning that seat. I don't care if frickin' Angus King's an independent. Yes, so is Bernie Sanders. What does that tell you? But, yeah, Maine is just safe Democrat. For the Republicans, kind of similar. Not Montana. Accidentally clicked that one. Rest of these are kind of I don't think I gotta say much. I swear, if people say Missouri is gonna be competitive, Josh Hawley beat a strong incumbent in a blue wave, and now he's the incumbent. I'm certain that he's gonna lose. Also forgot Hawaii. Cannot forget the state. Indiana, and that's the foregone conclusion states. Yeah, I forgot about Hawaii. Whoopie-doo. I got it. Again, I don't like the idea of watching Ezra Miller, but I do want to see Michael Keaton again. Yeah, it's like, screw Ezra Miller, but I want to see Michael Keaton. That's my thinking also. And hopefully some, like, surprises. I'm hoping for some good cameos, because it is this multiverse. Hawaii is safe Republican. Real. George Santos for New York Senate. No. Apparently he's well-liked within the Republican Party, though. Did you guys see that congressional baseball game yesterday? I watched parts of it, and a couple of people that I knew that went there, like, he was getting selfies with everybody. It was freaking crazy. But yeah, these are the foregone conclusion safe states. Now, as for other ones that we're going to put in safe, I think it's fair to say Michigan is, that's just no. Michigan ain't voting Republican in 2024 at the Senate level. Ain't no way. Do you see Across the Spider-Verse? Yes, it's overrated. It's good, but not freaking better than Godfather. Jim Justice League by 22 points. Yeah, West Virginia at this point I think is just... It may be closer margin-wise, but the probability of Joe Manchin winning is basically like 5%. That's the only hope he has. Are you sure you still want to support DC after hearing about the Superman comic? Look, there was some shit stuff DC does, but now James Gunn is in control that hopefully would fix shit like that. I know that's Warner Brothers, that's a bit different, but still. It's not better than No Way Home. Well, we'll see. We'll just see. They still have the congressional baseball game. Yeah, Republicans kicked their ass. That was not even close. So yeah, these are the states that we can talk about. I would also put probably Virginia in this conversation. Just there's you can make an argument maybe likely in a best case scenario, but I just want to see what happens this fall. If Republicans flip the state Senate, we got something. Manchin, good riddance. Yeah, Manchin's done. Unless something crazy happens. West Virginia's likely Republican. Well, yeah, margin-wise maybe, but probability, it's... I just don't see what realistic scenario Manchin has. I'm just being 100% honest. The only way Manchin wins is if Texas flips. That's the type of scenario we're talking about. And I just don't see that happening. Ben Sinnix for 2. Did you see what Matt Walsh tweeted about Fox? I didn't read the entire thing, but I heard a little bit. It's like something about they're like promoting like gay stuff and like I don't freaking know, like gay sex. I don't know what it is. All right, I didn't read the entire thing, so it may have been wrong. But like Fox is like secretly supporting like gay sex behind this. I don't freaking know. All right, I know nothing about this. But that's the only thing I read. It was just like, what the hell am I reading? I stopped reading because that's what it seemed like it was going. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Fox. They're just... You had one of the best people in news in Tucker. And you threw him out for Sean Hannity. So yeah. Hot take, the GOP takes one of Michigan's houses. I don't think that's a hot take. The only reason is because Trump. A lot of those districts Democrats shouldn't have won. But, yeah. So these are states that I think are just kind of foregone conclusions at this point. Alright, let's get into some of the other states. Texas and Florida. I think Florida's borderline safe. The only thing that's Rick Scott will deal with here, he goes like 5 minutes of like being base, then 20 minutes of shit. That is the type of state or candidate Rick Scott is. And they're going to spend an ungodly amount of money. I don't care what, they're going to flip the state. They're not. But Rick Scott, knowing him, is going to be like a 5-point victory when everybody else wins by 15. I mean, that's the type of scenario we're talking about. So I think Florida at this point is probably, probability-wise, likely. Just because it's Rick Scott we are dealing with here. And Texas is likely similar deal. You're dealing with Ted Cruz. But I really do not think that Cruz is going to lose. Again, it's early. It could absolutely change, but from the two states I'm right now, it's just very likely Republicans win. Let's see. Other than Laxalt, who should Republicans run in Nevada? I don't freaking know. Lombardo's been a disappointment. Like, I understand the pro-choice stuff. That's one thing. Like, avoid abortion all you can. That's a whole different thing. But the Medicaid with, like transgender stuff, what the hell are you doing? It's bizarre what Joe Lombardo is doing in the state of Nevada. So yeah, we got 6 states that will determine the Senate. There will be 6. And how should we do this? Should we go talk about each state separately? Or should we just, say F it? Override may drop out in Texas? Really? Hold on, what? I did not hear that. So, I did not hear anything about override potentially dropping out. Rufus Zoo, jeez, for 2. Florida and Texas are gone to the Trump nomination. I don't know if this is a troll or not. I cannot tell, because I wouldn't be shocked either way. But no, Trump ain't losing Florida. I can guarantee that. Is this the real Rufus? I don't know, but thanks for the super chat. He ain't losing Florida, and I doubt he loses Texas right now. There's nothing to say he will. It'll be amazing if you analyze Georgia first. Well, I really can't. There's no Senate race. Who should Republicans run in Montana? Just go with Rosendale. He's going to get Club for Growth support, and he's going to be the nominee when he gets that. And the Tim Sheehy guy, it's very suspicious. But, I don't know. We got to see what Daines is cooking. If that's a real Rufus, I hate you. Oh, man. So, okay, let's start with actually Pennsylvania. Let's go East Coast to West. Pennsylvania, it's borderline safe. I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt to McCormick. He has a lot of money. He shouldn't have a real primary. And with Trump on the ballot in a state like Pennsylvania, could help the Republicans. But it is against Bob Casey. I just don't see how Casey loses at all. The only reason it's not 90 plus is it's McCormick. He has a lot of money. And McConnell's going to spend an ungodly amount of money on this seat and freaking lose. But there's a possibility. There is absolutely that possibility of McCormick winning. That's like a 12% chance. It's borderline safe, but I think we give it to the benefit of the doubt. Walter White for New Mexico. Yeah, I saw that. Somebody in the state of New Mexico, whoever was a Chad, he filed paperwork as Walter White. It's just awesome. How much percent do you think Cornel West can get? And should Republicans hype him up so he could take away more votes from the Democrat nominee? For one, absolutely. Get him on every single swing state ballot. It doesn't matter if it's just a 0.5%. Just that 0.5% flips a couple of states, right? But Cornel West is somebody that he's running for the Green Party. He probably, best case scenario, probably 2%. Because there are a lot of Democrats that are fed up with Biden. And they're going to vote for a progressive. But realistically, probably like 1%. I think that's what Jill Stein got, right? 1%. And it depends, like, how many states he gets a ballot on. I see 1, maybe 2%. If there's an election where the Libertarian gets less votes than the Green Party, it's this. Because the Libertarian Party's dead. I mean, they're just dead at this point. But they're still going to find a way to screw us over. Give that man a U.S. Senate seat. Yeah, Walter White for Senate. If Trump wins by 3, it's over for Casey. Rufus for 2. Rap loves a criminal traitor, lol. What? I mean, it's like, okay. Go look at what Bill Clinton did in the 90s with a frickin' sock drawer. I mean, okay, Trump had documents on the nuclear stuff, okay? And when you read the transcript, I don't think he was actually showing people it. He was talking about it, but there's no proof the document even exists. Meanwhile, you had Clinton in a drawer filled with his socks, recordings of secret meetings about what the United States should do in frickin' Bosnia when that shit was going down in Yugoslavia. But I think, yeah, I think we're gonna probably see, like, I really don't think much is gonna change with Trump. I really don't. Because they're trying everything and so far nothing's sticking. And even some people are reading the transcript, they're realizing, where's the document? And, it's very suspicious that all this is happening. It's just whatever. Clinton lost the nuclear codes. Yeah, it's like, so he can lose the nuclear codes. But, whatever. It's a scam. If Trump did something treasonous, Clinton did far worse. That's what I will say. And Biden. Like corruption stuff. Yeah. As it stands now, he's unelectable. His name is... Yeah, no. Oh, look. Trump still has like 46, 47% of the vote no matter what. He ain't getting below 45. 45 is like worst case scenario for Trump as of now. Could something happen? Yes, of course. But as of now, right? If the election's held today, he's for sure gonna get like 47%. That's the thing about Trump. His ceiling is garbage. He has such a low ceiling. At the same time, he has a high floor. I mean, there's 47% of voters. They're gonna vote for Trump no matter what. The whole thing is, can Trump pick off just like 1%? Get to like 48%. Get Biden below 50. That's kind of like the secret bread and butter. Is it possible? Well, recent polling has Trump up by, what, 2 nationally? Wait, I missed the part of rap, put Michigan safe. Yeah, it's not going to be competitive. The primary is going to be interesting, but that's about it. Let's see. Trump doesn't need gaining voters. He just does. Yeah, he cannot lose any voters. That's kind of number one. And number 2, he needs 47%. 47% is his limit, or his floor. Again, 48% and he wins. That's kind of the math right now, from everything I've seen. We got to forget James got within 2. Well, the problem is the Michigan GOP sucked. And John James is the only Republican statewide that has done shit since Rick Snyder blew everything up in 2014. I think Trump wins if Biden only wins a popular vote by 2. Yeah, I agree. I think well, we're in a situation where, and I'm not saying this 100%, but there is a possibility Republicans win the popular vote, but lose the Electoral College. Because what's happening is so many voters are flooding to Florida and Texas. And sure, the census in 10 years, that's going to give us an edge. But now, and yeah, it's not as much as like Wisconsin. Wisconsin, more people are actually moving there than leaving. But a state like Pennsylvania, it's not as much as people claim, but still. Michigan GOP makes the Minnesota GOP look like Florida GOP. That ain't an understatement. That's just a fact. Though the Minnesota GOP, their candidates sucked in 2022. You thought Michigan's was bad? Look at that. I mean, Minnesota had a much easier race than Michigan, and they blew it. That's just me. Yeah, Michigan had an easier race. Or wait, no, Minnesota. There were a couple elections they should have won, and they didn't. Like the Attorney General election. What if Perry Johnson runs a competent campaign in Michigan with a 2-cent plan and all after losing Iowa? I think he should run for the Michigan seat. Why not? I mean, he provides us money. That's what he has. He has money and has something different. Just let him go. Just let him cook in the state of Michigan. Yeah, but Minnesota's really competitive. Michigan could be. Yeah, well, I'm just saying that with the Minnesota, there were a couple seats that they should have won last year for like the Attorney General election. They blew it. Michigan GOP is probably still better than the Kansas GOP. That is true. The Kansas GOP is vastly underrated for how awful it is. Those clowns still think Youngkin's an extremist. That's what they call him, a far-right extremist. Just fun. Isn't it fun, everybody, that the Republican Party has clowns like that? Just great. Just great. Biden won't do any better in Michigan in 2024 relative to 2020. Well, it does depend. Because that was his best Rust Belt state, Michigan. Well, comparatively, and like what the expectations were. All right, I think we'll go with Ohio now. So I think it's kind of looking likely it's going to be Bernie Moreno in the Senate race in Ohio. It sounds like Trump's going to endorse him. Frank LaRose is blowing up his campaign before it even starts. Matt Dolan sucks. Bernie Moreno is just existing, and he's probably going to be the nominee. Warren Davidson's out. Jim Jordan ain't running for anything. Majewski ain't running, so yeah. It's probably going to be Bernie Moreno. And I think Moreno, is he the best candidate in the world? No. It's not the best. But I think Ohio still. This is Donald Trump we're talking about at the top of the ticket. He won by 8 in 2020. In the polling we've seen so far in Ohio, again, I know it's early, and again, state polling actually should be ignored. But some of the polls we've seen, he's up by 15 in some of these polls in the state of Ohio. And if Trump does a point better nationally, he's probably going to win the state of Ohio by 7, 8, 9 points. All right, Sherrod Brown, he won because of a blue wave, or he won, yeah. Large chunk of it was a blue wave in the state of Ohio. And I know Brown is a strong incumbent. That doesn't mean that he's going to be unbeatable. He absolutely is. And Moreno, look, just unite behind Moreno at this point. LaRose, he's screwed because he pissed off the wrong people in Trump world, and Trump, whoever he endorses, probably is going to be the nominee. So Moreno, I would say, is going to be the candidate. I think he's playing it smart, though. He definitely is fixing his campaign style from 2022. And I think that Brown outperformed Obama by only 3. That is true. And Joe Brown's overrated. Not as badly as Baldwin, Wisconsin, which we'll get to. But I think in the state of Ohio, right now, I think it's lean. I think it's lean Republican. Because Brown would have to overperform Trump by like 8. Is that going to happen in a state like Ohio? Montana, you can make the argument. Ohio, 5 points maybe? 8? I don't think so. As of now, it looks likely Republicans, or it's leaning towards Republicans winning the Ohio Senate seat and giving them a majority. So hooray! Republicans don't blow it! But there still are 4 more competitive seats. Moreno's definitely better than the other clown candidates. Matt Dolan's overrated. He started off good in don't get me wrong. In 2024, his campaign was strong at the start. But he's kind of fell off the rails ever since then. And LaRose is blowing it. Make Virginia likely. I don't think... I'm waiting on Virginia. That's what I will say. Now, the state of Wisconsin. Again, here's my opinions on this. Tom Tiffany's our best candidate. Do not go with David Clark. I swear, if we get stuck with that clown, we ain't winning the Senate seat. Yes, he said some base stuff in the past. He's also said some stupid, absolutely dumb stuff with David Clark. He says some dumb stuff. Plus, I know the Democrat stuff's overrated, but it's like, he's a weak candidate. Maxwell JW for 5. Does a lack of a recession / economic issues hurt Trump going into 2024? Do you think we'll have one? So, for the first question, economics is Trump's bread and butter. If the economy is not garbage, which it is garbage right now, comparatively, but if it's out of recession, it's like the economy does become that big of an issue, that's going to hurt Trump. Because when you start getting the cultural stuff and the stuff related to, like, you know, abortion and stuff, well, not really abortion, more so like other stuff, like Trump's personality, that's going to kill him. So the economy, I think it's still going to be a big issue. The more people that think it's a big issue, the more people are going to vote for Trump. Because he's most trusted on the economy of any of these bozos. DeSantis is running on wokeness. Ramaswamy, his campaign's collapsing. Chris Christie's at 1%. Freaking Nikki Haley's existing. Mike Pence is shilling for Bible voters. And Tim Scott's Tim Scott. Right? He's charismatic, but it's like, you ain't winning the nomination, dude. So, the economy, the less the economy is an issue, the more it hurts Trump. Now, do you think a recession will happen? Yes. Look at every single metric, and you start to realize this ain't holding. At some point, this shithole of an economy. Let's be real here. There's economic growth. Yeah, 99% of it towards the top 1%. The regular Joe, they're getting shafted right now. Oh, unemployment went up last quarter. Or last month, I should say. It's like, what do you think's going to happen? And the only people getting jobs are some crappy retail job where they get like $12 an hour. And inflation gone up like, let's be real, food and stuff went up 50%. When you look at the inflation stuff, it's going up far further than 1%. I think, personally, there could be a recession, but so far there hasn't been, which is kind of shocking. But we just got to see. Now, we have proof that the clowns at the BLS, I think it is, they're making up some data. They're flat out faking data and like revising it 5 months later to show, yeah, there's actually negative income economic output. So, have you heard of the 2-year time lag? Well, that's so far not really working for the inflation stuff. We still have record inflation. And, oh, sure, the CPI went down to 4%. The amount the interest rates are going up, it should be 2% by now. So, there's that. Yeah. A depression would help Trump a lot. I don't want a depression or a recession. I don't want it. But start looking at the numbers. The current economic system we got in place, it's not going to hold. It's held by freaking duct tape and whatever, glue. That's what we currently got. But yeah, now it's time for Wisconsin. Like I said, it's either Tom Tiffany or David Clark. Those are the two options we got. Right? There may be a businessman that runs, but it's looking more and more likely Tiffany's going to run, but Clark's all but in. Sounds like Clark is all but running. Tiffany, it's looking more and more likely. I hope he does. David Clark would crash us in Wisconsin. Hurt everybody down ballot. And possibly hurt Trump. There are a lot of problems with him. And again, the Democrat stuff, that's a whole different thing. That's not really a big problem. Because you could still be a conservative Democrat from 10 years ago. That's not what I'm saying. There's just been some dumb stuff he said. So, the economy is growing. Not at the rate of inflation, though. It's true. Not more like held by Scotch tape. Yeah, it's like, oh yes, the GDP went up. Okay, inflation went up like 10% or 5%. Oh, GDP went up 1%. Whoop-de-doo. Real income is still collapsing. So, but yeah, so Wisconsin. Tiffany's our best option. So the reason being, look at 2023 for the Supreme Court election. You look at the swing map, and you realize the two parts of the state that Kelly did the best in, comparatively, was the WOW counties, and of course Milwaukee, that region, but also up north. Tiffany barnstormed the Northern District for Kelly. And there's a reason comparatively, he didn't do awful up there. Because guess what? He's a strong candidate. He outran Trump in 2020 in this region. He did really good in 2022, outran Ron Johnson. He knows how to campaign. He embraced early voting before everybody else. He absolutely is a strong candidate. Now, you're going against Baldwin. And like I said in the past, Baldwin's overrated. Can we stop pretending that she didn't win because of Obama and Obama and a blue wave? 2012, the reason Thompson. Two reasons he lost. Number one, Obama won the state by 8. That's just a fact. Mitt Romney crashed. Everybody thought it would be like a 3, maybe 4-point victory for Obama. It was like 8. Number two, Republicans had a dogfight of a primary. And the primaries in Wisconsin are usually like late August and early September. And Tiffany had no money. Or Thompson. He had $0 left. And when you start looking at it, 2018, Republicans had a shit show of a primary. Vuckmeyer, awful nominee, awful candidate, and it was a blue wave. She won by, Baldwin won by 10. So, is she a strong candidate? Yeah. But is she some electoral juggernaut that's going to win by 30? No. Stop with this idea, she's going to win by 50 points. Now, in 2024, I think it all comes down to if Trump wins the state of Wisconsin or not. If he wins it by like 1.5 points, maybe 2, Tiffany has a serious chance. Because he is a strong candidate. He's the one candidate that runs roughly the same as Trump in the rural parts of the state. Actually, even the northern part, he probably does better than Trump in the northern district. Maybe it's slightly worse than southwestern Wisconsin in the Driftless. It comes down really to WoW counties. That just historically what we've seen. Now, I think for now, again, I've said this quite a bit, it's probably Baldwin favored. You know, it's leading Democrat right now. But Tiffany can absolutely win. This idea he can't win, he's unelectable. Why is he? He's too conservative. Yet he outran the entire ticket in both 2020 and 2022. He outran everybody in his district. And he's the reason Kelly didn't lose by 20. Just look at the numbers. Look at the swing map from 2020 and 2023. Tiffany's district did not swing as Democrat as some parts did. And of course, Milwaukee. You could thank Tiffany for that. But Wisconsin, in my opinion, is leaning Democrat. Now the state of Montana. This one's a tough one. This is a state that Tester's not only a strong candidate, I think he's overrated, but he's a very strong candidate. But this is also a very elastic state. This isn't like frickin' Ohio, where it's like, yeah, there's some elasticity, you know, there's some swings here and there. But Montana's a state where it could vote down about 50 points Republican, but vote 50 points Democrat federally, or for the same race. The House race could be R plus 20, the presidency could be R plus 1. That's the type of state Montana has been. Very independent, and dude, you don't spam. So I think that Montana, it's a one state that if Republicans lose, I won't be surprised. With that being said, however, look at Steve Bullock in 2024, or 2020. Popular governor, you know, was supposed to be a close race. He lost by 10. Tester is an incumbent senator. I know that. It's not the same thing, but it's like Montana's starting to get to the point where it's, like somebody said in chat earlier, it's looking more and more like, what is it? More of like a Republican no matter who state. Vote red no matter who. It's very independent, but I think right now it's fair to say it's probably tilting. Tilting Republican. Again, if there's a race Republicans lose, it's this one. For the competitive seats. I can see it. I can absolutely see Republicans losing the Montana Senate seat. But it's going to be very close. Absolutely. Tester won by 3 in an R plus 4 environment in an R plus 15 state. That's going to be a 11-point swing. And we got a new member, actually a member for 11 months, Real Texan Politics. He's been a member for 11 months. Thank you, good sir. Thoughts on Republicans wanting to ban universal free school meals? Definitely an easy way to lose than the name of small gooberment. Yeah, I saw this. And we got a quick super chat. Ben Sinnix for 2. Montana's always had a progressive streak. Yeah, but not modern day progressivism. I mean, progressivism from like 1900, maybe, but not now. Now, I heard about this universal school thing, and Republicans are going to essentially want to ban free school lunches in the name of government. I kid you not. Now you wonder why Republicans lose. This is a freaking layup. It costs what? Universal school lunches would cost what? $5 billion a year? That's a drop in the bucket. For the country, that's nothing. But it's like, okay, we're currently giving our kids shit in schools. Just shit. It's not healthy what the kids are eating now. And, the government cannot be involved. They cannot provide free school lunches. Yes, they can. But they should be high quality. Michelle Obama, Republicans should have hammered what Obama did to school lunches. It may not have been perfect beforehand, but at least kids got food. And now it's like, some of that stuff. Ugh. I just don't know. It should be free school lunches, free breakfast, whatever. And it should be good stuff, not this crap. If you want to have kids pay for extra things, that's one thing. And I agree with that. But, it's socialism for the kids to eat. School lunch is bad under Michelle Obama. Yeah, it was. But that doesn't mean, we're socialism. Square pizzas, though. Toxic sludge. Yeah, it's just, it may be a joke, but it's like, this unironically is like halfway true. Some of this stuff. Which is sad. The fact that we have to deal with this crap now just shows you the Republican Party hasn't learned a thing. Now for the states of Nevada and Arizona. Wisconsin will be the sleeper state going red. I could see it, but Arizona. Here's what I will say. It comes down to Sinema. Will she run? It just comes down to that. That if Sinema runs, there's a good chance Republicans win. Also depends who the candidate is. Run Blake Masters. Do it. Let him and give him money. And some people on Twitter, they're admitting it now. Masters had no money, but he didn't deserve it. They're admitting now he got screwed, but they're celebrating it. And some of them are saying, well, you see, he never got any money, but that wouldn't have changed the result. It would have made it a lot closer. It would have. Let's see. I remember middle school, most of the boys just throw away the lunch. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that, but that was awful. Crap. Arizona's a tilt blue. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's probably tilt blue right now. It is to be determined. We got to see what happens. All right, now we got the state of Nevada, the final state. I think it's just right now the GOP doesn't have a bench in Nevada. So I think it's lean Democrat, but it could change. So this, folks, is my current Senate map, and absolutely it's not going to, I guarantee you this probably isn't going to be final. We're still, 15 months away from the election? Yeah, I think some stuff's going to change, but I think for now it's lean Democrat. So, yeah. How likely is Operation Chaos in California? Not looking good. Because it sounds like Republicans, they're going to do the stupidest thing to run one candidate and support him. I swear, if we get 15 Democrats and we lose by a single vote, oh my gosh. Do you think John Tester is the Susan Collins of Montana? Yeah. Does the Supreme Court have rulings tomorrow? Yeah, I believe there's one with affirmative action. And one with the redistricting. Now, the redistricted one, I think nothing's going to change. What's going to happen is they're going to be look, North Carolina, you can draw the maps, but the independent state legislator theory, that's baloney. That's what I think is going to happen. Affirmative action, I think, is going to be overturned. Kavanaugh has been good on that. So, whoops. On a scale of 1 through 10, how good of a candidate is Rick Harrison? I cannot comment on that yet because he hasn't run yet. This is a stupidly favorable map Republicans can only squeak by. Yeah, it's pathetic. If the GOP had 5 brain cells, they should have like 54 Senate seats after this. It's just sad that this is the state of the Republican Party. There are so many voters that won't vote for your crap candidates, but will vote for Trump. But blame the Trump voters. Oh, we don't need a shill for them. We need to win the suburban voters. It's a scam. A complete and total scam. I mean, the GOP's just been incompetent. When is the last time the GOP didn't suck? Let's be real. When was the last time the GOP wasn't incompetent? Can you do a prediction where Republicans are competent? They would win like Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada if they were smart. But they aren't. They're dumb. I mean, some of these people really think just yell woke 24/7 and you win. On a presidential side, who do you expect to win? I mean, it comes down to Pennsylvania. So if they had 5 brain cells, they would have had 54. Yeah, I mean, 2022 should have been a slam dunk. And all they did was blame Trump people. It's like, you freaking dumbass. If you had 5 brain cells, you would have realized you should have won either way. 1956, the last time the GOP gave a damn about anything. Yeah, I agree. 2016, no. They just got lucky because Obama was hated in 2010 and 2014. If it wasn't for that, they would have got kicked out of power forever. Did you see the Democrats made a MAGA cheat sheet for Francis Suarez? Should I bring that up? Hold on. Let me bring up that MAGA cheat sheet. Francis Suarez. I cannot believe this is real. Hold on. Let me just pull this up. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. This is the state of the Democrat Party. Hold on. Here it is. Look at this. This is what they posted on their Twitter. Look at this. This is real. Francis Suarez, the MAGA cheat sheet, supporter of Donald Trump's MAGA agenda, said he agrees with a lot of things Trump did from a policy perspective, called for keeping Trump's tax cuts for the wealthy, repeatedly put himself ahead of Miamians as mayor, facing legal questions for shady payments, prioritized pushing a raise for himself, and accepted lavish gifts while Miamians struggle with cost. Fundraising in New York City as a city brace for Hurricane Ian. Stop attending meetings of his own city commission. Led consultants to invest in a scam. Yeah. So this is real. I'm thankful the Democrats are still idiots. Because if the Democrat Party had 10 brain cells, the GOP should have got wiped out years ago. Absolutely. But this just... let's see. Why does this make him sound better than he is? Yeah, he voted for Obama and Biden and Gillum. It's like, I'm sure he's going to be a Republican. It's a scam. I mean, the Democrats seriously think calling everybody MAGA is going to win them 500 electoral votes. Yeah. Are we seeing the same guy? I don't know. I mean, this guy sounds kind of based, but I don't think this is the same dude. Or Nevada, Wisconsin must wins, yeah. For Trump to win the presidency, he has to win those 2 states. No ifs, thens, or buts about it. Suarez is a new logo. It's not a clip art one now. Oh, so they saw my rant about that. That was awful. That logo is still in my mind. Thoughts of the stuff from the today about any of the school lunch programs. I ranted about that earlier. Do you see the Cerez new logo? Yeah, it's not. It's better, but that's not saying much. Two parties being the lazy one, the only one in power have left them to become lazy and expect an easy victory. Yeah, I mean, we do need more parties, but we need good parties, not freaking libertarians. Because they're. Do you think the Republicans are incompetent? They are way just flat out dumb. I'm not trying to be mean to every libertarian I know. There's a lot of paleo libertarians that I like. I'm talking about the Libertarian Party. They're incompetent. Beyond useless. Let's see. Because it's like, they're not really libertarians. They're just anarchists at some point. We need 5 parties. We at least need a third one. We need a third one that, just something. Because I'm getting sick and tired of this 2-party system. It's just a mess. Just a complete mess. RFK Jr. will have the speech at 7 p.m. June 20th. Not sure if it's Eastern or Central Time, but content. I may stream that. I may absolutely stream that. Do you hear about George Lucas possibly buying Lucasfilm back? I heard that's not going to happen. I don't see it. But he's what? How old is George Lucas? Isn't he like freaking 80? He's 79. I don't see him buying it back. The Libertarian Party died in 2012 when they booed Johns for supporting driver license. Yeah, that's the second that the Ron Paul Libertarians just bailed. Yeah, the Libertarian Party should have more like, should be a much bigger party than it is. But they picked the most unpopular parts of quote-unquote libertarianism and push down everybody's throat. Should there be a centrist party or something? I don't know. Something. George Lucas will de-woke Star Wars. I just don't see him buying it. It'd be funny, but if somebody's gonna buy it, it's gonna be like freaking Northern Look could be like Warner Brothers. Or just something stupid like that. Or Discovery. It's gonna be some some Saudi Arabia. I have a feeling this deck will be DC's revenge tour against Marvel. Yeah. Marvel's a deep shit. Like, they had a couple good movies here and there lately, but then suddenly their main people, like Kane and the dude from Black Panther 2, turns out one's a pedophile, it sounds like, and the other is just a lunatic. I mean, your main guy, your next Thanos, is a sexually assaulted a woman and beat up somebody. I don't know this whole story, but it's like, yeah, you're in trouble. And the funny thing is, the post-credits scene in Ant-Man is going to single-handedly be one of the biggest backfires Marvel's ever made. Because they set it up where there's only one version of Kane. That's Jonathan Majors. No others. None. They're the exact same. But, yeah. Jim Banks, swear Jim Banks in the center already. Yeah, please do. Senator Jim Banks has a nice tone to it. And it's gonna happen because the clown governor isn't running, so. George Lucas gave up on Star Wars after fans gave him shit for the prequels. I mean, I would too, because that was ridiculous. But it wasn't really it was some fans that were like, oh my god, this looks completely different. It's like, bro. Rap, do you think Massey has fallen off? He's made some dumb votes. But is it also possible for Universal to buy Lucas? I don't think they will. It'll be funny, but I don't think they will. What's your opinion of the Oklahoma GOP? At times they can be like Tennessee. At times they're awful. That's Oklahoma's GOP in a nutshell. The delegation sucks though for the Senate. Lankford and Mullen. But yeah. Ant-Man sucked. Yeah, it did. But it's like there was like 5 cuts in the movie. This is what people forget. Ant-Man had changed their ending 5 times a month before the release. They did. That's why the tones changed like 50 times. And then like half the stuff that's said in the movie, it just never happens. Because there's a lot of stuff in the movie that was cut, that was redone last second. I mean, it's like, what are you doing? Why did Kane stand around the entire movie in monologue? Because it's Kane. They need a new Thanos, and he's the only one guy that can do it. But they may be in trouble because they set up where he's the only version of Kane. What's your let's see. Did you see Santos called for Zeldin for VP? I saw that. Please make it happen. That would be funny if Zeldin's a VP. I hope he is. Ben Affleck Batman sucks. Hey, don't say that about him. Ben Affleck's Batman's underrated. Comically, one of the most closest of all of them. Yes, Bale is the best Bruce Wayne, but I think overall he's the best Batman. Affleck. Yes, he kills, but it's like, I can accept that. Just bringing Galactus. He's gonna show up for Fantastic Four for like 5 minutes and like screw off after that. They're just gonna like show him in like a post-credit scene in Fantastic Four. That's what's gonna happen if that movie happens. Apparently, their cast they can't afford it. Just good job, Marvel. Good job. Ben Affleck Batman does not suck amazing. Does not suck. He's amazing. Yeah. He is a good Batman. He just got wasted. And what's the best Batman? I would say, for the era he came in, yeah. But Galactus is not a big villain. He's a Fantastic Four villain. I know. He's going to show up for like 5 minutes in Fantastic Four and just screw off. They should have made Doctor Doom the main villain for Marvel, not Kane. Yeah, I mean, Kane's a good idea, but it was stupid to do Secret Wars. I mean, they're not really, yeah. They're not even doing Secret Wars. They're just doing, like, 2 universes collide and that's it. They're doing the crappy one. It's like, apparently they're gonna have, like, Kane be the Beyonder and stuff. It's like, what? What? You need Doctor Doom if you want to do Secret Wars. It doesn't matter. You need him. Oh, we don't need Doctor Doom. You do. Go read Secret Wars. You will see why you need a Kane, or not a Kane. You need a Doctor Doom. What states would Zelda help Trump the most in? The Sunbelt states and probably the Northeast. Endgame was Marvel's biggest mistake. No. There are some problems they should have avoided in that movie, but yeah. Michael Keaton, the best live action Batman. I can understand, but I think Ben Affleck is for the time we got with him. Well, Kevin Conroy was the best animated. That's no doubt. Kevin Conroy is the best Batman, if you include animated. Let's see here. That is 2015 Secret Wars, and according to the reports, they'll actually have a small phase in Battle. Why? I mean, it's just like, I like the idea of Secret Wars, but my gosh, they're gonna completely waste it. You cannot use Kane as the Beyonder, if that's true. Who the hell is this McMuffin guy? It's the guy from Utah. I heard Marvel's way around the mess is that what we saw in Phase 4 and 5 was the result of Hulk snap when he trying to get Black Widow back, and Endgame in Phase 6 was the result of Iron Man snap. I don't see that working. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Show different universes of Marvel. There's like 50. Or not 50, but there's infinite amounts. Marvel, yeah, I saw Marvel like delayed everything. Which is a good idea. I heard some bad things about some of these coming up. Some of these movies like, or shows like Echo. It's like, who the frick cares about Echo and Ironheart? Our Arizona candidates suck and they're going to cost us a winnable race. Just run Blake Masters. Just run him. Well, why did Marvel cuck the Hulk and Thor at Endgame? Seriously, pissed me off. Oh, Captain Marvel. Yeah, I mean, like, they completely blew it with Hulk. And I understand because Universal owned the rights to him. But it's like, Thor was a disgrace what they did to him. They made him a freaking joke. They did push forward Deadpool 3. Yeah, they have to. For like what they're trying to do the multiverse stuff and like they're gonna bring the X-Men. It's the X-Men's No Way Home. That's the best way to put it. Freaking everybody's gonna show up. They should have ended after Endgame. No. What they should have done was take like a couple-year break. Just make a couple, projects here and there. Just make it like a Spider-Man, make a Doctor Strange, and maybe a couple shows. But then start to just really focus on the whatever you want to do. You want to do Secret Wars? Then slowly introduce it. Not, we're going to do Secret Wars next year. The Marvel What If series is really missing out on big questions like what if Civil War never happened? Yeah, but it's Marvel. But, okay, I think I'm going to end the stream here. If anybody got any more super chats, send them now or forever go in peace. Again, any support is greatly appreciated. Miss Marvel series is pretty good. That better be a joke. that better be a joke. Let's see. Sort of like a reboot? No. Just take a year off or something. Alright, Spider-Man 3 and Guardians 3 have been the only good Marvel films. Yeah, but... yeah. Guardians 3, just because James Gunn knows what he's doing. They should have made a World War Hulk. They could have. Because Universal owned the rights to it. And they told Disney to screw off with it. But World War Hulk would have been a good idea, but they couldn't have. They just physically couldn't. But I guarantee you that Captain America movie, that's basically a Hulk movie. Freaking Red Hulk is showing up, like all the villains, like the entire cast of the Incredible Hulk is pulling up. I think it's a Hulk movie, just with Captain America. It's gonna be like The Flash. It's a movie about Batman with The Flash, the side character. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. If you did enjoy this live stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much for all the support. Everything's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Godspeed.